Buffalo Bills fall to 4-2, and that Week 6 loss did not come without a plethora of injuries to discuss here. As you're watching Bills Breakdown by Chat Sports, I'm your host, Tyler Smith, and we have some Bills injury news to get into. And yes, number 17 is semi a part of this injury update that we'll give you on today's show, as in the first half, he was hit on a sack, as he was multiple times in this Bills vs. Falcons game, and was nursing his left hand after the hit. But it looks like it was a little bit more of a hurt versus injured thing here for number 17. Dan Feets coming with this tweet saying, "Did you hurt your hand in the first half?" Reporters asked Josh in the postgame, said no. "Are you playing fully healthy?" Josh said yes. And again, like I said in my postgame show, Josh Allen continues to shoulder the weight of this entire Bills team on his back and continues to take the blame for their downfalls, even though he is not the reason whatsoever. Super, super glad that there's no real injury here. It just seems like a hurt, or more hurt than injured thing, and he'll be back on the field for your Buffalo Bills after the bye week here. Real injuries to discuss here, as players could be missing time in just a moment, but this is why you subscribe to the channel. We upload free Bills content every single day here on the Bills Breakdown. I was screaming my head off during the watch party. My voice is still gone, but I got to bring you guys the videos. When we get Bills injury news, you know we're going to post content, so hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on as well so you never miss a moment here on the Bills Breakdown. Alrighty, so Joe Buscaglia coming in with this that came in before the game even began. We're going to go a little in chronological order throughout these injuries, starting with Daquan Jones. Bills starting defensive tackle Daquan Jones is in a walking boot on his left foot just outside the locker room. He was ruled out before the game even began, as he suffered an injury during warm-up. Sean McDermott said that he popped his calf. Now, that is verbiage that is definitely frightening for sure, but looks like he strained a muscle there in his calf. And as we know, with the Bills and their extensive injury history, they've had calf injuries on the roster as most recently as this season, and it usually causes a player to miss at least one game here. But we'll see if Jones can be ready for Week 8 as the Bills enter the Week 7 bye here. What this could mean, though, is more Deon Walker, and that's something that I absolutely want to see with the Buffalo Bills moving forward. The fourth-round rookie out of Kentucky continues to make plays. 4 tackles for loss against the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, he may have had the only tackles for loss in the entire roster in this game. It was gash play after gash play, 8-yard carry after 8-yard carry, missed tackle after missed tackle. Deon Walker was not one of those perpetrators of those mistakes and those downfalls on the Bills defense. He continues to dazzle. Had a PBU as well. This guy has a nose for the football. I can't wait to see more of him as the season goes along, but definitely looking for Jones to get healthy here ASAP. Luckily, the Bills do have some reinforcements on the way. Larry Ogunjobi, finally, the suspension is lifted after 6 games played by the Bills here. Going to get into a little bit of a routine weeks in the bye week, and then full steam ahead. Hopefully, he can be ready to play some pretty big snaps in Week 8 if Jones is not ready to go. Now, the probably biggest injury on the offensive side of the football for the Bills in this one, Josh Palmer, left in the second quarter with an ankle injury. Unfortunately, it was a hip drop tackle. No flag was called. There were a couple of questionable no calls or calls against the Bills that didn't really go against the Falcons in this Week 6 game, but I am by no means blaming the officials for this Bills loss. They did it to themselves completely. Palmer was on one of his best starts to a game this season, had 2 catches for about 60 yards. One of the biggest plays of the first drive was a deep ball, pretty much the only deep ball conversion for Buffalo in this one, and Palmer was on the receiving end. So looked like he was going to kind of getting to that chemistry build, kind of getting in a groove with Josh Allen a little bit. Goes down with an injury that could keep him out here for multiple weeks. Dr. Kyle Trimble over at the Banged Up Bills had this to say on the injury. Palmer was the victim of a hip drop tackle where he was taken down with 14:06 left in the second quarter. Video clearly shows how the ankle is forced into dorsiflexion and eversion, which is the classic mechanism for a high ankle sprain. So, if you guys know anything about high ankle sprains, it pretty much means that you're going to be out for a couple of weeks here. So, not great news for the Bills and their receiving core. This Bills receiving core is horrific. Keon Coleman is doing no favors. Nothing after that Week 1 breakout performance against the Ravens. Khalil Shakir is a slot player. He's a wide receiver 3 that we gave $15 million to. And Josh Palmer is a wide receiver 4 that we gave $12 million a season to. Now he's hurt. And with just the way that teams are able to attack the Bills, they badly need to trade for a receiver. I mean, badly. Go get Chris Olave. Go get Jerry Jeudy. Go get Jacoby Myers. Go get Rashid Shaheed. Go get somebody who can stretch the field and separate, because nobody in this Bills receiving core can do that at this point. And now, probably your best boundary separator, I know that's not saying too much, is hurt here for a couple of weeks. Mandatory that the Bills go out there and acquire a receiver that can play, so other teams don't have to just rush 5 and man up with the Bills' boundary receivers who just cannot get open. If you guys want the Bills to get healthy during the bye week, make it happen, manifest it, send the good vibes, hit that like button on today's video, smash the thumbs up icon so the Bills can be ready to go here for Week 8 and beyond. Next, we're going to get into more injury news as a player went off and did not come back in this one. Could be missing multiple weeks as well. First, though, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. It can get you up to 2,000 times your money in one lineup watching your Buffalo Bills this football season. It's daily fantasy made easy. All you guys got to do is pick a lineup of 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats. Football season's here, but baseball playoffs are in full swing. Basketball's around the corner. You can mix and match sports. You can mix and match stats of the same player. Yes, because PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports app that offers stacks. If you want to take Josh Allen passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns all in the same lineup, you can do so only on PrizePicks. Also, it's becoming a social event as well. Follow all your favorite creators. Follow your favorite pickers on PrizePicks. It's so simple. You can actually copy their picks into your own lineup. It's the best daily fantasy sports app in the game. Take it from me. I've been a customer longer than even been a sponsor here at Chat Sports. I've won over $12,000, and you can too. They always offer awesome deals, especially for new users, where they'll give you $50 in lineups for free when you play your first $5 lineup. You got to use our promo code CLNS, though. So download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Terrel Bernard goes down with an injury here in Week 6. For an already thin Bills linebacking core, this is bad, bad news, and especially when you consider the Bills could have actually somehow, some way pulled a miracle out of this game in Week 6. Shaq Thompson dropped pick 6. For some reason, the Falcons were throwing the ball with less than 2 minutes to go. It was unfathomable. Had the opportunity to create a turnover. It hurts to think that if it was Terrel Bernard in the game instead of Shaq Thompson, would have came away with that pick. Probably would have ran the distance with Greengrass ahead of you for a touchdown in a tie ball game. Potentially could have went for 2 to try to win the game. But Terrel Bernard left in the second quarter with an ankle injury. Kind of got, twisted up, rolled up on, and then eventually Taylor Rapp comes in flying and ends up sitting on it with his rear end, and that didn't help the situation by any means. So this is concerning, considering that this is not something that is unique for Terrel Bernard. He has hurt this same ankle in the past before, and could cause him to miss some more time here this season. Trimble with this from Banged Up Bills. He said the ankle at this point is chronically loose, which means it's more susceptible to injury, though it doesn't become as damaged with re-injury. It's not clear if this was a garden variety low ankle sprain that he couldn't cut on, or if there's additional damage. Once they get an MRI completed, they will have a better idea of his timeline and what he is dealing with. So not 100% sure what Terrel Bernard has here at this point, but he was trying to get warmed up and ready to go on the sidelines. It doesn't seem like the Bills coaching staff, training staff was willing to put him back out there. So we'll see and monitor this injury as news comes along, but not good considering the Bills linebacking room is very, very thin. Matt Milano's out. Dorian Williams is banged up, even though he was active against the Falcons here. Jimmy Charlo was inactive with an injury. So Joe Andreessen, your time is now, 44. My guy, go out there and get it. Shaq Thompson, go out there and make up for the missed opportunity that you left on the table for the Bills that would be pick 6. Seems like we're going to get a lot of those two guys here potentially in Week 8 and beyond at the linebacker room. Bills might have to go make a free agent addition potentially with all the injuries they have at that spot. Also, a couple of scares here. Guys who left the game but were able to return. Christian Benford left in the second quarter and returned. Scary when I saw the word Achilles next to his name, but he did come back in. Benford, I'm not going to lie to you guys, has not been the Benford that we saw last year so far this year. Is that a byproduct of the Bills' other boundary corner being bad? I don't know if I can draw that conclusion, but the Bills' secondary as a whole is bad. Maybe that's just leaking into Benford not producing as much as he has in the past 2 seasons, but it has not been good. Hopefully, he can take the bye week to get his mind right, get 100% healthy, because I think he's kind of been banged up for most of the season as well. Connor McGovern, Bills center, went down. Did not miss a snap, but he was going down hurting his knee. I think this was a little bit more of a hurt rather than injured situation. Did not miss a snap. Alec Anderson was taking under center snaps with Josh Allen, but McGovern did not have to miss any plays in this game. We'll see if he ends up on the injury report at all when it comes out next. Cole Bishop was dealing with some cramps. Cole Bishop was not good in this ball game. I've said that before. I'll say it again. I'm not saying that he has to be, sat. It's really not an opportunity for him to get sat because the Bills' safety room is also thin as well. I'll save that for Taylor Rapp, who cannot be a starter on this team anymore. But Bishop, not his best game. Trending in a little bit of the wrong direction here after a couple of solid weeks of progression here after week 1. But young player, got to roll with the punches. Is he in shape? Because going to the locker room for fluids, I don't know, man. This defense is not prepared. This whole team overall just doesn't seem like it's big on preparation at this point in the season. Look, my whole take is this. It is not great to be going into the bye on a 2-game losing streak. But at the same time, when you consider the number of injuries that are stacked up for the Bills, because we haven't even talked much about Matt Milano here. Who knows if he's going to be ready to go for Week 8? We haven't even talked about the guys who are still in injured reserve, when or if they are going to be activated at all. Max Harrison here. I believe he is, but I don't think his bye week could have come at a better time for the Buffalo Bills than this right now. They're playing bad football. They are heavily injured. They're going to get some suspended players back and hopefully look like a brand spanking new football team when they come out of the bye here, because it's a quick game with the Carolina Panthers, and then you are on to Kansas City the week after, who they're going to have Rashee Rice back, and they already look like one of the best teams in the National Football League, if not the best team in the National Football League as it stands right now. So with the bye week here, let me know in the comment section, what is the biggest order of business for the Buffalo Bills during the bye week? Is it trading for a receiver? Is it trading for a corner? Is it adding a safety? Is it cutting somebody? Is it firing somebody? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. We can talk about it more on Twitter. I'll be tweeting more about the Bills as the season goes along at Tyler J. Smith. 2 H's because the name is common, but I am not. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. YouTube.com/Bills News for the latest and greatest on your Bills all season long. We'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, let's go, Buffalo.